What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of the Fan Cave podcast. And joining us in the Fan Cave today, a guy that you have not seen in a long time. Let me reintroduce you to this individual, the Southern gentleman himself, Mr. Landon Stidham. The Alabama boy is back. He's come out of hiding. He is back. Landon, how are we doing today, brother?
It's been way too long. I haven't come back since Bama lost to Tennessee. So
yeah, we all thought you were hiding. We all thought you were still giving your time to sulk. You know,
I was having to, recover from that loss. So,
heck yeah, no, I totally get it, man. I get it. It's a tough go. College football this year is a blast. I'm looking forward to the matchups this week, especially Tennessee, Georgia. We will get into that later on in the show. But first things first. The NFL trade deadline came. There's lots of moves. A lot happened in the NFL. A lot of players they're talking about that were going to get moved, didn't get moved. We'll get into all of that. But first, we got to talk about the 6 biggest trades that happened in NFL this week and during the trade deadline. Let's get into the first one. Christian McCaffrey goes to the 49ers. We've known this about for a couple of weeks now. Landon, what do you think? Actually, first things first. Before we get into McCaffrey, what addition out of these 6 or out of the things we talked about do you think is the most influential for the NFL or like for their team? And which one was the biggest move in your eyes?
The move that I like the most personally, I like Bradley Chubb. We talked about it a little bit. I think that was huge for the Dolphins because they had a few stars in the secondary. Xavier Howard, but they needed that guy who could just get pressure. And you watch when they play the Bills, they didn't have that at times. So the Dolphins know that if they're going to win their conference, AFC, you've got to have a great defense, the pass rush, and be able to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. And, for them, you see the Chiefs and the Bills, 2 teams with great pass rushes. If you're going to beat those teams, you got to get Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. You got to get pressure on them. They know that. So they're building for that down the road. So that's the pick that I probably like the most.
Right, yeah, their offense is going when Tua's healthy, and they're healthy. Their offense can absolutely roll in Miami. I like that pickup as well. That's definitely one of my top 3 out of the 6 that kind of the big ones. The big 6 that we'll get through. Let me run down it here for you guys. Obviously, McCaffrey, the Niners, we've known about. Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins, another big one. The one, my favorite, because I'm very impartial here, T.J. Hawkinson to the Vikings, huge pickup. Roquan Smith, the leading tackler in the NFL right now, to the Baltimore Ravens. Chicago keeps getting worse and worse, but Chicago did pick up one receiver, but I don't know why they made this move. I think it's the best thing for Pittsburgh this happened. Chase Claypool to the Bears. I don't know what they're thinking. I thought they were just going to rebuild. I don't know why they are still trying to build for this year, which I don't understand it. And then Calvin Ridley, kind of the head scratcher to the Jaguars because of he can't play all year, but the Jaguars trying to build behind Trevor Lawrence in the future. Now, I'll tell you who I think did the best at the deadline. It's tough. It's between – I don't know. For me, it's McCaffrey was huge for the 49ers, but they had so many weapons. So I'm going to say, for me, I think Hawkinson to the Vikings. I know I'm super biased. But Hawkinson, our tight ends are Irv Smith, who's been playing hurt, and – Munt, I don't know if you know his first name, but Munt, who's got a couple touchdowns, but you don't even know who that is. Now we have a household name in Hawkinson, who I think is another George Kittle type player, and Irv Smith to back him up. I think the Vikings, our offense is loaded. The talk was that the Vikings were going to try to get Claypool at first, and I did not want that. There was a lot of rumors. I did not want Claypool to be anywhere near Minnesota. We have weapons, we have receivers. I wanted a tight end, and we got what we needed. I'm all for it. But I think the biggest move in my eyes was Hawkinson. But Chubb defensively is huge, and McCaffrey, obviously.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on the Hawkinson thing. I don't think you're being biased at all. That's a huge pickup. The only loss the 49ers had all year, Vikings have had all year, was that loss to the Monday Night Football game against Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. One of the things you saw was Dalvin Cook could not get going running the ball. He just couldn't. And having an extra guy like Hawkinson in, who he can block the linebackers, he can block the defensive ends. Not only that, but he can go out and catch passes. It changes the Vikings offense because you're not just relying on Justin Jefferson in the passing game. You have another guy who's a threat, but also it gives you a whole another field of playing where you can have a guy who can run, pass, block, anything. So that changes their offense for sure.
Yeah, no, he's an absolute X factor in the block. People don't talk about the blocking scheme and like how good he is in the blocking game. He's incredible in the run game, but also we have another safety option that Cousins can go to in big games that because everybody's doubling Jefferson. Week 1, Jefferson had the week of his life. He was 180 some yards. It's crazy. And now he hasn't been. He's been great, but he hasn't been as many catches because everybody's doubling him. Yeah. Thielen's getting the ball, but Thielen can't do it by himself anymore. This was huge to open up our team for short passing game to Hockenson and other moves. I love this pick. I'm pumped for it.
But here's what it means now. First of all, one thing I'm surprised about, and you're going to agree with me, the Packers and the Ravens not getting a receiver.
Yeah, I know.
The Packers blew my mind that they did not get a receiver. Because, I mean, so they're giving up on this year.
All right.
They are tanked. I mean, at this point, you better just sit Aaron Rodgers out and just tank.
Give Jordan Love his shot, I guess.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is your guy. You know that for sure.
Oh, yeah, but just like
I was confused. I'm thinking, don't waste Aaron Rodgers' years.
I know.
If you get him receivers, they will be good.
Right.
He has to have playmakers. I mean, they have probably one of the best running back rooms in the league.
Nasty.
But that's the thing, dude. That and the Ravens, now Rashad Bateman's out for the year. Who is Lamar throwing to?
Yeah,
I watched a 2-minute compilation today of Lamar Jackson's their pass drops this year. It's pathetic. Yeah. Lamar's a very accurate quarterback. He's a great quarterback.
Yeah, right.
He just doesn't have an elite pass catcher. The one they had, they traded away.
Right.
Which now it opens up. Now here's what everyone's going to talk about. Odell Beckham Jr. Where is he going to go? Because now it's like the Packers, the Ravens, Buccaneers, the Bills, and the Chiefs. Watch out for Philadelphia, too. All these teams are going to try to get him because of what he did last year for the Rams when they picked him up.
Right.
Remember, they picked him up, and he helped that offense because now you have to guard him and Cooper Kupp.
Right.
And even though I know he tore his ACL, but still, if he is 80% of what he was, Odell Beckham, as much as he gets on everybody's nerves, he is still a very, very elite wide receiver in the NFL. And if he is on any of these teams, he could be a number 3 or 2 option. That's still dangerous, Right. Now, if he goes to Packers or the Ravens, he's probably the number 1 option. But imagine if he was on, the Bills or the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, or any place like that. If that's their 3rd guy, that's scary. That's very, very scary.
Yeah.
So, but the Odell talk is about to get really loud here in the next few weeks. Now that that's over and all these free agencies, it's going to get very, very loud the next couple of weeks.
I can't see him not going to one of the top 3-4 teams in the NFL. I can't.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to go to Buffalo, Kansas City. Who's the other one? I don't think he goes to Philly. I've
heard. But if you're Philly, why? Because you've got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. You really don't.
Yeah, I don't see him going to Philly.
I thought the only reason that they would get him at this point, the only reason like the Chiefs and the Bills want him is just so the other can't have him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right.
Because if you're the Chiefs and Bills, if you don't get him, that's fine. You're still good as long as the other team doesn't get him.
Right. And if the Bills and Chiefs get him, it's almost too much. Like, when is too much? When is enough? Like, it's unbelievable.
Even the Bills.
Another one that I forgot. Naheem Hines, the running back from the Colts, went to the Bills, so they got another pass-catching weapon, elite weapon. The only weapon on the
he's a returner. He's a returner too.
Right. He's a great pickup for them as well because they can use him in so many ways. I forgot about him. But yeah, he added him to the list too. Great pickup for the Bills.
The rumor was Christian McCaffrey to the Bills originally. That was the big thing, and that was. I tried to get Alvin Kamara. I'm surprised Alvin Kamara didn't get moved.
No, that was a big talk. Him to the Bills as well.
Him to the Bills was a big talk. So I'm surprised he didn't get moved. I wish he would have. But
and then Kareem Hunt was talked to about the Eagles, Bills, and the Ravens. All 3 of them were getting looked at by.
Cam Akers had a lot of calls. Here's the thing: this offseason, did you see how many running backs are going to be free agents?
Right. Yeah.
Now at the top 20, it's like 16 of them are going to be free agents. Right. You're going to see a lot of moving pieces this offseason. But yeah, trade deadline moves were good. So.
But the running back position right now is so – I hate how much it's changed. I mean, yeah, it's a passing league. It's fun to watch. But you don't have Adrian Peterson anymore. I mean, Derrick Henry's the last one. And Jonathan Taylor, I don't know what happened to him. But it's just the Colts in general. The Colts are terrible. But
his insanity run is over. I love Jonathan Taylor. I'm sure he's a great guy. But, bro. Now, this is what happens.
He can't be that good a guy. But go ahead. What?
Yeah, I know. He's probably a terrible piece of crap. Those Big Ten guys you can't trust. So.
Right.
But – yeah. You ready to go on to the division winners?
Let's do it. We'll move on to the NFL division winners. And guess what, Landon? I did a little pre-show work. Look at
Oh,
that! Look at that! Look at that! We got a slideshow. All right, let's dive into it. I put the records of all the divisions in this list, and we're going to talk about who we think is going to win each division and who could maybe even make a run at each division. Let's dive into it. Starting with the best division, no, probably the worst division in sports, but there's one team that stands out, the NFC North. Let's dive into it here. This one, I think, unless the Vikings absolutely just don't just give up, just something happens, injuries, I don't see any of these teams making the run. The Packers could maybe be an outside playoff team. I don't see it. The Lions are selling everybody. The Bears are selling everybody. I think the Vikings, unless they screw it up, have this one in the bag.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I think Minnesota's got it because Green Bay didn't get away. I mean, who has elite pat? Literally, like the Lions traded their number one weapon to the top team in the division. The Packers didn't get anybody, and the Bears have Chase Claypool. So I'm going Minnesota in this one.
Yeah, I agree. That one's pretty easy. This one's interesting. The NFC South. The Falcons are playing well. They're not. They play teams tough. That's why they're 4-4. They're always in it at the end of the game. They play games tough. The Buccaneers, I don't know what is going on. You can never. It's Tom Brady. You can't count them out. But there's so much happening.
Yeah.
The Saints, I don't think are any good, and the Panthers are the Panthers.
Yeah, it's between the Falcons and Buccaneers for sure. Saints, I think Michael Thomas is out for the year, so I think they've already given up on that. They're trying to figure out their quarterback situation. Panthers are selling out. I know they beat Tampa Bay a couple of weeks, last week I think, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So, Buccaneers and Falcons, like you said, I'm not betting against Tom Brady. I'm still big. I was big on the Buccaneers at the start of the season, and I will remain big on the Buccaneers the whole season. I still believe in them. At the start of the year when they were healthy, I mean, they made Dallas look silly, And so now they got the weapons back. Julio's healthy. The issue is the O-line going to be able to help them in the run game? Yeah. When they can run the ball, they are very, very, very good. Tell me a Tom Brady team that's been successful that had a terrible O-line. You can't.
Yeah, so tell me any team other than the Bengals last year that has had a bad O-line and made it. No, it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. And also, they didn't face a team with a good pass rush into the Super Bowl. Right. So I'm gonna take Tampa Bay on this one. Did you take Tampa Bay too?
It's so hard because I almost have to because it's Tom Brady and I can't ever pick against him.
Yeah.
But
no, it's gonna be tough. But like, here's the thing, dude. I looked at Tampa. Yeah, I looked at the schedules the rest of the year too, and I think I like Tampa just a little bit more. I think and trust me, I'm not saying that it couldn't happen because it could. But Tampa Bay is going to play some good teams here on out. And they're going to play teams that don't have as great as a pass rush. They host the Rams this week. Then they host Seattle. They'll go to the Browns, host the Saints, to the 49ers, host the Bengals, to the Cardinals, host Panthers. And the last game of the season is at the Falcons. So that could be a game where, divisions.
Decide a lot of things. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it could be a lot. That team could mean a lot looking at how close the race is. And the Falcons have a much easier schedule. They're going to play the Chargers this weekend, which I think the Chargers could win that. I do. Yeah. The Chargers need it. If they're going to stay in line with that division.
Well, no. This week is huge for that game, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
Here's my thing about this whole division. I'm taking the Buccaneers because I don't really believe in anybody else. If there was another contender in this division, like
if there was another decent quarterback with an okay defense, I would do it.
Yeah, I don't see any of these other teams. I mean, the Falcons can do it. They have the ability. Mariota, I think, can probably get it done, but I just don't – I don't think any other three teams are anywhere good. If the Buccaneers can even play 80% of what we normally see, they're going to be a playoff team. They're going to be.
But, yeah. So, this is
I'll ride with Tampa.
I'll read you this. Falcons, really quick, their schedule, okay? Chargers, Panthers, Bears, Commanders, Steelers, Saints, Ravens, Cardinals, Bucks. So they both have very similar schedules.
Yeah, right.
If the Buccaneers figure the O-line out, I see them losing maybe 1 or 2 games the rest of the year. The Falcons, I have no idea. They played a close game with the Rams.
Yeah, they play every game tough. They have every game this year.
They do. And so we'll see. If the Falcons win this week and they're 5-4 and Tampa Bay loses and drops 3-6, it's tough.
No, right, absolutely. But yeah, let's ride with the Buccaneers. Another tough division that you have no idea about, the NFC West. This one, what's funny and kind of like wild about this division is this is like who everybody was thinking was the best division in sports. I mean, in football, outside of the AFC West, who's not really that great either. And then you got these teams who are beating up each other. And I don't know who they're playing this year for the other division, but the other division's taking care, like, because they travel and play other divisions. Well, obviously they're not taking care of business outside of their schedule because every single one of them are losing a lot of games.
Last year, this was the best division. We all thought at the middle of the season that all 4 teams were going to make the playoffs.
And the Seattle one team that we thought was dead.
But Seattle fell apart. Seattle traded away, and Seattle's rebuilding, right? No. Seattle's the best football team in this division right now.
The one team that we thought was dead is
who's the
very much alive.
Who's the most talented team in this division right now? We I think me and you would say, because of Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers. Yeah. Who's the next best? Probably the Rams. They got Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, the names. They got
Allen Robinson. They have a Wagner squad.
Bobby Wagner, Allen Robinson. Right. Yeah, on paper. And
Jalen Ramsey, yeah, right.
On paper, are you picking the Cardinals or Seahawks at the start of the year? Geno Smith or Kyler Murray? The guy who was the MVP candidate last year, or the guy who only played snaps when Russell Wilson got hurt last year?
With adding J.J. Watt and
Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins is back. I think this. And the thing is, I know it's close. The 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals, I believe any 3 of those teams could turn it on at any – DeAndre Hopkins is back. Any one of those teams could turn it on at any moment now. I believe that. I do. The problem is they play so different every week. The 49ers will dominate a team, and they lost to the Bears at the start of the year.
I know.
The Rams played a close game with the Falcons.
The Rams, I'm not sold on them
I can't figure that. No, the worst from the division is probably the Rams right now. I can't figure them out.
I don't know, man. The Cardinals are pretty bad.
But I'll take. Who's the best coach team in that division? Who's the most disciplined team in that division?
I would say either the Seahawks or the 49ers.
That's why I got to go Seahawks. Who do I trust more, the deep ball? Geno Smith or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah, right.
And Jimmy Garoppolo is good, but, bro, Geno Smith?
The only thing the 49ers really have, I mean, they have multiple things, but they have the weapons. But is it Kyle Shanahan? No, yeah. Is it Kyle?
It's Shanahan. I'm pretty sure it's Kyle.
Yeah, no, Mike was the dad. It is Kyle.
Yeah.
Shanahan is a great offensive play caller.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. The Seahawks are shocking. They are a shocking team, and not only that, they're winning.
Hey,
they play some good teams.
Yeah, good for. Hey, listen to this. Good for Pete Carroll.
I know.
Good for him, dude, because he's a great coach.
Very good.
And I thought he got a lot of crap because they thought that he was only good because Russell Wilson was there,
right?
And they had the Legion of Boom. So good for Seattle fans who thought that they were done and they were. Hey, and this is where getting rid of your star quarterback. This is where it benefits you sometimes because you rely on them so much and you do better when they're gone. It doesn't happen very often,
right?
But maybe they knew something we didn't know about Russell Wilson.
Well, yeah, look at how many former players and guys in that locker room are coming out saying how he was like they don't like him, like he just is like
they didn't like Russell Wilson.
I don't like Russell Wilson. He's a cheese ball. I can't deal with him.
And then they got Bobby Wagner, who was on Legion of Boom. They got rid of him and Russell Wilson, the 2 guys who were their cornerstones.
Yeah.
And yeah, look what's happening now. So
no, absolutely. I'm gonna ride with the 49ers, but the Seahawks can very easily win the division.
You're 49ers. I got to go with Seahawks. I want the Seahawks to be so funny.
Oh yeah, I would love to see them get in. I just don't see. I don't see the Rams. The Rams can maybe sneak in and have a good second half, but I got the 49ers winning this one.
How easy is the schedule for this? Go to the next one. I'll look at the Seahawks schedule. I can pull it up.
This one is interesting to me.
Yeah, it is.
This NFC East one, because the Cowboys with Dak back. I don't know, man. The Giants, I hope make the playoffs. I hope to make the playoffs. I hope they keep this going.
It's good for football when the Giants are good. It's fun for football.
Yeah.
This division, hey, watch out. Okay. I think you're gonna hate me for saying this. Because you know where this is going now that I've said that. And I know I think we're convinced the Eagles are gonna win the division. I doubt they drop 3 games the rest of the year. Dallas could get in and the Giants could get in.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on the Commanders. Trust me. Dylan, that sounds crazy. But I watched their game last week. They're 4-4. How many teams in the NFL right now are 4-4? And probably
it's pretty impressive they're 4-4.
It is. Because we've all thought this could be the worst. I mean, 3 weeks ago, right? This is the worst team in football. And they beat the Bears in a trash game on Night Football. Taylor Heineke's back.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Terry McLaurin know how to. They do it well. If the defense, here's what gets me: so many first-round draft picks on that D line,
Right?
and they get no pressure. If they start getting pressure, tell me what quarterback in that division is going to be good under pressure?
Yeah, I know, right?
They're just not. I think any team. I think this is the one division where I could see any team making the playoffs. Outside the last one, Cardinals or maybe, but this division, I can see anybody making it.
The Cowboys to me are an intriguing team because I don't know. It's hard. I hate saying it because I hate the Cowboys, but I think they are intriguing because of I consider them very, very similar to the Minnesota Vikings right now. I think they're a very similar team in the fact that like they haven't proven that they're like the top of the top, but they're right there at the 6 through 10 mark of the NFL.
I'm with you. I'm just waiting for Dallas to be.
They have so much talent on their team though, outside of like they really do.
They do. The thing is, on both, name a more talented team outside the Buffalo Bills that has this much talent on both sides of the ball and lost Amari Cooper.
Yeah, right.
They're good. It's just, dude, I don't know. I'm just waiting for Dallas.
But I'm gonna ride the Eagles to win it, and I think the Cowboys will make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I'm going.
I hope the Giants do, but I don't know. We'll see. The AFC North. This one is another one that I can't figure out. The Ravens on paper.
Oh, you can't figure it out.
The Bengals probably are the best team.
No.
You think the Ravens are? Do you really?
Hear me out. Ravens 3 losses. We're going to talk about 2. First of all, the Ravens beat the Bengals the other night on primetime. I'm pretty sure
they did.
Yeah, so I like them a lot more. The Bengals, I can't trust the Bengals.
Yeah,
I can't, dude. They just are so bipolar. They got embarrassed by the Browns.
Yeah.
Like Jacoby Brissett made them look stupid. They couldn't stop the run. And if you can't stop the run against Cleveland, what are you going to do in Baltimore comes to you? Because they're going to run the ball. Baltimore's going to run it a lot more than Cleveland probably will.
Right.
So here's the thing. Baltimore's 2 losses were to who? Either 2 of those losses are Miami and Buffalo.
Yeah.
They led both those games for all but I think it was 8%. They were losing those games of the
it was really tight to the end.
They just and the other loss was to who? The Giants.
Right.
Those are 3 good losses.
Yeah.
Just Tua and the Bills and Dolphins were good at the start of the season, and the Giants were hot. And guess what? That loss to the Giants, they were playing really, really good in that game too, and lost.
Did they lose to the Jets, or did they pull that one out?
They've only lost to the Giants, Dolphins, and Bills. But look, each game.
Oh no, the Jaguars almost beat them, but then they came back at the end. I think that's what it was. I can't remember. One of those games, because watching them, I was kind of shocked.
I'm just telling you, dude. And the thing is, they beat the Bucks. I get that they beat the Browns, but when they lost to the Giants, I think going into the fourth quarter, they were up like a touch. They've been in all the 3 of their losses. They were leading the fourth quarter with the ball.
Yeah,
and lost the game.
Right,
and that's tough. But and those losses are by 4, 3, and 4.
Yeah, no, very, very no. They've played incredible. The Ravens are the best team in this division.
Yeah,
the Bengals.
Do you know their schedule for the rest of the year?
Play.
Listen to Baltimore's schedule for the rest of the year. Dylan, tell me what you think. Okay. Saints, Panthers, Jags, Broncos, Steelers, Browns, Falcons, Steelers, Ravens, or Bengals.
Yeah, they could win out.
Yeah, 100% they can win out.
They could win out.
And look, dude, Harbaugh's a good coach. We both know. We're both big on him. Mm-hmm. We love him.
Yeah, John Harbaugh's great.
I like Baltimore a lot, dude. And trust me, dude, everyone's talking about. I'll say that for later. We're
very good. No, I'll agree with you. The Ravens are definitely.
Did I talk you into the Ravens?
Yeah, absolutely. You totally did. Because of that schedule.
Yeah, 100%. And the good teams they played close.
Right.
So.
Well, there you go. You should be a center. That was incredible. That was very, very convincing, my man. I'm gonna roll with the Baltimore Ravens as well. What do you think of this team on top right here?
Well, we could skip this one. We already know that
the Titans are going to win it. Yeah. But do you think they play the Chiefs this week? And we'll get into it. But I don't believe any of these teams are really that great.
No, I think whoever – you got to understand, dude, whoever wins this division,
yeah,
who are they hosting first round? Probably it's looking like it's going to be the Dolphins first round.
Yeah.
You think the Titans especially now they've added Bradley Chubb and they have a good run defense. Do you think the Titans are going to be able to throw the ball against Miami and stop 2 in the passing game? No, I don't.
What happens if the Titans, because of their terrible in-house schedule here, what if they make a run and make like the second seed in the AFC?
The thing is they could.
I know that's what's
the problem is you're gonna have to host
6 games or walkthroughs.
It's crazy. I know their schedule's ridiculous too.
Yeah, I know.
And watch them; they'll drop one to the Texans or Jaguars at the end of the year, and we'll all be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, right.
So,
this week they got their work cut out for them. But yeah, Titans are winning. I don't see any of these 3 making the playoffs. Move on. The other team, the other division everybody thought was the best. I'm sure Blake is killing himself. The fact that the Raiders are bad. I want them to be good. The Chargers, man, I think there's only 2 teams that have a shot, and the Chargers and the Chiefs. And the Chargers, man, they are the most unpredictable. They cannot. I was high. I had them in the Super Bowl. They just cannot figure it out. The Chiefs are winning the division, no question. But I want the Chargers to make the playoffs. But man, they cannot put it together.
Where's the problem? Is your best receiver can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
If Keenan Allen's healthy, they probably win one of those games they've lost to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go.
Austin Eckler is their entire offense.
Yeah, I want to go Chargers just to be chaotic, but I mean,
Chiefs are gonna walk through this division.
Gotta go Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think the Chargers might make the playoffs, which is sad. They probably will, but man, do they look unpredictable and bad. I got a buddy down here who's a huge Chargers fan. I watch the games with him on Sunday, and he has a heart attack every week because they're so hard to watch.
Well, the Dolphins, after the division winners, the Dolphins will make it. I think it's going to be Dolphins, Chargers, and Bengals.
Yeah.
With the 3 teams that get in along with the division winners. So we'll see how that goes. And those 3 teams are tough.
What about these boys right here, the old New York Jets? What do you think of them?
Dude, I think that they got smacked by New England. And people are starting to show you how to beat Zach Wilson.
Yeah, right.
You literally have to sell out to the run.
Yeah.
Make him throw the ball because he can't.
Yeah.
If you that's what's going to happen. You're going to see it. Watch it. When he starts the Patriots, Bill Belichick's the smartest coach in the league still. He's still the best coach in the league. Everyone knows it.
I agree.
And he just showed everyone the blueprint and said, hey, and he hates the Jets. And he basically said, hey, look, guys, I know y'all think the Jets are good, but I'm just going to show you how to beat this guy. And the Dolphins, they still should be undefeated because the 3 losses, if they have a starting quarterback, they win those games. So,
yeah. Well, the fact that he's got them at 4-4, that Patriots roster, who I think is not very good roster, is very impressive. It's all coaching.
The Patriots finished better than the Jets in the year. I'll make that bet right now 100%. Easy.
Think so?
Yeah. We're both picking the Bills here. We just have to.
Yeah. No,
I want to do the Dolphins, but it's just that would mean that you're banking on let's say Dolphins have to beat the Bills at Buffalo, which is probably not going to happen. Even if that happens, you're saying that the Bills are going to lose another game and you're going to win another game. It's just not possible.
Right. No, I think the Dolphins are going to be a scary wild card team, though.
Yeah, I do too.
Scary. Yeah, but I got the Bills.
They'll probably have to go to Tennessee. It looks like with the Ravens and Chiefs schedule being, they'll have to go to Tennessee probably. And if they go to Tennessee, it's basically a home. Miami and Tennessee is very, very close.
Yeah, right. Well, let's get into our top 5 power rankings for the NFL teams. Landon, let's go. We'll go 5. We'll say 5, and we'll do like how me and Debo have been doing our lists lately. As we've been doing, you say your 5, I say my 5, 4, 4. We'll do it that way.
Okay.
Who do you have at your number 5?
We're doing an honorable mention first.
Yeah, we can do that first.
Okay, I'm gonna do the Vikings as my honorable mention. I want to put. I know it breaks your heart. I know they're in your top 5.
I got them 5 because of that.
Let me see T.J. Hawkinson in the next 3 weeks, and they'll probably be at the 4.
Right.
I do like them a lot, but I gotta see T.J. Hawkinson. I think it's gonna work out great. That's my honorable mention.
All right, my honorable mention. I'm probably not going to like this, but it's so hard for me. I went back and forth on these 2 teams for number 5.
Don't pick the Giants.
I didn't.
Okay. I
got the 49ers at my honorable mention.
Okay. I'm not mad with that. I think
I got the 49ers because they're 4-4. My 2 honorable mention teams that I had are I got them. There's like we'll talk about it afterward why we don't have them in there. But I got the 49ers as my number one honorable mention. Then number five, I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings. Number 5.
Okay.
Who do you got at your number 5?
5. I'm doing Miami.
Miami
because they're probably at 4 if I had, like you said, I need a week with Bradley Chubb. Let me see how Bradley Chubb is going to impact this defense. Because if he makes some elite defense, they're very, very scary in the AFC.
Right.
But yeah, well, I like Miami.
My number 4 is the Miami Dolphins. That's who I have number 4.
Okay.
I got them 4. I think our list up to 3 through 1 is going to be the same. But I do have the Dolphins at 4. There are some other teams that I'm leaving off this list only because there's one right there. I think I know who your number 4 team is going to be, and I agree with you. They're in the mix, but I want to hear it. But who's your number 4?
Baltimore.
Yeah, that's who I figured you're going to say is number 4.
Yeah, because the 3 losses, like I said, the 3 losses are
right.
If they beat Miami and they beat Buffalo and they could easily be undefeated. It's 1-score games. And
the reason why I don't
if they had an elite receiver, they wouldn't have this problem.
That is the one reason why I do not have Baltimore. I have them the 7 team behind the 49ers is because of he has no one to throw to, and they haven't put their best game. When they have done it, they've looked great, but they don't have the offensive dynamic players. They don't have it.
You know, unpopular opinion, the best tight end in the league is, I think it's Mark Andrews. Travis Kelce's right. It's a little bit under, but it's right there. Just because Mark Andrews is the number 1 guy, and he goes to him every single time in the red zone.
And he still gets so many. Yeah, right.
Yes, Travis Kelce's. If you switch him, I'd probably say Travis Kelce was the best quarterback and best tight end in the league.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like the Ravens. If they get Odell Beckham, they're there with the Chiefs and Bills. If they get Odell Beckham. I'm
curious to see who you have at number 3.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Same here.
Another team. I can't. I'm not sold on the Philadelphia Eagles at all. I'm just not, dude. I'm still not. I watched them last night in primetime, and they couldn't stop the run. What do you think Josh Allen's going to do? Or listen, the Kansas City Chiefs can run the ball too.
Yeah.
So I'm not big on the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
They're only 3. They're good. They are
they're
better than the Vikings. Good. I will admit it. They kicked our butt. But we are their only big win. Let
me ask you this, Phil, and just to give people a perspective of why we think that. If I told you, Dylan, that you're the Minnesota Vikings and you have 3 options, you can go on the road in a playoff game at Buffalo at night, at Arrowhead at night, or at Philadelphia at night.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Where would you want to go? Okay, based not based off your history.
Yeah, okay. Then I'm picking Philly. But
even based off your history, you would rather play Josh Allen.
Honestly, because of the other 2, because the offense, the other 2 are so dynamic. I'd pick the other 2.
At least you can run the ball now against.
It's so hard
watching them run the ball against Philadelphia now.
Right. When we go to Philly, it's never good.
You tell me Philly's gonna. Dude, I'll tell you this, man. If Philly has to go on a road playoff game, they better go undefeated. If they have to go on a road play, imagine if they get a home. If you get a home game and you pull a lower seed let the Buccaneers or 49ers get hot at the right time, and they come to your place and you got Kyle Shanahan and Todd Bowles, guys who are just stupid at scheming. They'll figure you out. So
who do you got? Who do you have? I know we're getting down past our 5, but so I think we agree the top 7 teams are Baltimore. I'm just going to list them not in any order. Baltimore, Miami, Niners, Minnesota, Kansas City, Philly, and Buffalo. Who are you putting at the very next team?
This hurts.
I have Dallas.
At 2.
No, I'm saying after the Baltimore. Okay, so after the 7 that we have, after we have the 7 that we agreed upon were the best 7 are Buffalo, Philly, Kansas City, Miami, Minnesota, Niners, and Baltimore. Those are the 7 that we had solidified as our honorable mentions, top 7.
Right now.
Number 8, I have Dallas number 8. I don't see a team that's better than them that's shown more.
And honestly, it may just be because they're Dallas that I'm so iffy about them.
They just keep winning.
They do. That's what's scary. Maybe.
I can't put the Chargers there. They're nowhere near there. They're just so unpredictable.
I'll do Dallas.
I think they're number 8. I really do. The Jets aren't there. The Giants. I think the Cowboys are better than the Giants. On record-wise, the Jets and the Giants are the next best teams.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is who are you going to take? You're going to take the Titans. Honestly,
Tennessee.
You're going to take. I would take Dallas because after that, you're going to take Tennessee, Seattle, Cincinnati. These are the best records.
Seattle, yeah.
Cincinnati, the Giants, the Patriots, the Jets. These are the best ranked teams.
If the Rams and Buccaneers had better records and put better games together, those two would be above them all, but they just haven't.
I'm very biased. I would say Tampa because I think Tampa's about to flip it around this next 2 weeks.
They have not put a game together. I haven't seen it.
The thing is, this game is big. This for Tampa and
huge.
Now Tom Brady has not beaten the Rams since he's been in Tampa Bay.
No, really? He never has?
No, he has not. The last 2 seasons.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's dive into this week's matchups. We got the Rams and the Buccaneers, man. What do you think? Let's break it down.
I'm just going to pick. I'm going to go ahead and just picking the Bucs, just because of where it's at. I want to go at Tampa Bay. I like it. The spread is 3 in favor of the Bucs. The Bucs are still the favorites. You know why? Because people know this is still Tom Brady, and we will figure it out.
You're
going to see a beat up D line versus a beat up O line. Whoever wins that battle wins the game.
Yeah, they just haven't. I can't pick the Bucs yet. I just can't. But the Rams, it's so weird because they both haven't figured out. I'm going to go the Rams just because I think they've looked better to this point. But if the Buccaneers figure it out, they are nasty. They just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
This
is a good year to not have it figured out yet. This is the best year for it, isn't it?
This whole NFL makes no sense. I mean, I think this is the best NFL year we've had. I think depth-wise, I think it's not even close.
Most even for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's dive into the Chargers at the Falcons. What do you think about this one? What do you got?
3 for the Chargers. On
the road? Okay.
I like home underdogs. You know that. So
I'm taking the Falcons too.
I'll take Atlanta to cover for sure.
I agree. Bills at the Jets. The top 2 teams right now. In the what is it, AFC East? Yeah, AFC East.
The spread it's at New York and it's 11.5.
Yeah, I know, right?
Buffalo to cover. I still think Buffalo's explosive. They added Hines this week, so we should get to see him play. It's supposed to rain though too, so watch out for that. I think Buffalo is about to just dismantle that defense in the run game.
I think they're going to beat them pretty good too. I got Buffalo as well. This one's intriguing. It's not really like a big matchup. I like division games. The Seahawks go to the Cardinals. This is the last chance the Cardinals have to even be anything in my eyes, but I'm gonna go with the Seahawks for sure.
Yeah, if you're the Cardinals, if you lose this game, I'd blow it up because that way, if you just not blow it up, I would tank for sure.
Yeah, 3-6.
What's worst case scenario? You let the other teams get their quarterbacks, and you get Will Anderson or the DL from Georgia.
Yeah, right.
Water. So I would blow up, try to get a defensive player, at least get something out of it, and then next year try to come out hotter. So
I agree. And this game to me is one. I mean, obviously, the Rams and the Bucs is the biggest game, but this one is the most to prove for the Tennessee Titans. They go to Kansas City. What do you think? Do you think Tennessee will put it together and have a shot to win this game?
A not game at Arrowhead.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I think Derrick Henry's gonna have a chance to run that defense, but that the D line is really good for Kansas City. They get pressure. Ryan Tannehill is gonna have to clip passes under pressure, so we'll see.
Right. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs for sure. I think the Titans, we find out if they're kind of legit or not in this game.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one. All right, let's dive into, we got a little bit of time left. It's going to college football. We haven't talked about it in a while. Let's get into the college football playoff. Let me see this, Landon. I'm going to ask you something on the screen. Let me know what you see because I can't see it. I'm going to pull it up here so that everybody can see the list. And let me know what you see. Just talk to me here. Let me see here. Share the screen. Like I said, I'm a great tech guy here. Let me figure out what I got to do. Here we go. What do you see both of us and the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll just talk while I'm looking at the screen.
There we go.
All right. So you see these top 6 right here.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see they went wrong out of these top 6? And I know 2 and 5 will figure it out. They'll play each other out. 1 and 3 is a big matchup this week. Where do you think the committee got it wrong, and what would you see changed? Alabama
I would like Michigan over Clemson.
Okay.
I don't think Clemson has beat anybody yet. Still, I would have to see this week. Clemson plays Notre Dame. I know no one is even talking about that game, but it's a lot bigger than you think because Notre Dame's really turned it around a little bit, and we all trashed Notre Dame at the start of the year. Remember that?
We also trashed Oregon at the beginning of the year too.
Yeah, we definitely did, and look at them now.
Number 8. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, but Oregon will blow it.
I agree. They could win the Pac-12. But anyway,
but
we're
look,
not talking about that right now.
Is Notre Dame's at full strength. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to go to South Bend.
Right. I hope Clemson gets rolled. I hope that.
Notre Dame was 0-3, and we all said, "Will they win? Will they even win 5 games?" Now they got 5. They're gonna make a bowl game. They will. They're Notre Dame. The guys figured it out. So, dude, I'm telling you, man.
I hope they figured out this game. I would love nothing more than to get Clemson out of this conversation.
Here's what I'm telling you. You know Vegas.
Yeah.
You tell me 75% of the bet is on the road favorite. What is that? What happens? What usually happens when that happens, Dylan?
Yeah, right. I know, right?
Your dad runs a bar. He's a sports betting operation. He knows. Home underdogs are dangerous in this day and age.
What is the spread?
It's 3.5. Clemson.
Yeah, it's close enough. I want Notre Dame so bad. I'm gonna be riding with them.
If Notre Dame wins, it would fix everything.
It would. It would totally fix everything. Bama would have a great shot of getting in.
But then, do you know what would happen? If Clemson loses,
3 SEC schools get in.
It's everyone's worst nightmare. But dude,
3 SEC schools.
Those are probably the 3 best teams.
I agree.
I watched Ohio State have a tugging match with Penn State into the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Penn State's not great. The receiver's a stud. The receiver they have is a stud.
Yeah, I agree.
But dude, I get it. He's 80 years old, but he's not good.
Yeah.
He can't run the ball. And I'm just not big on Ohio State at all, dude. Like you're a Big Ten guy, so I get that.
I have to. I mean, their offense is. They have that Marvin Harrison Jr. kid is just as good as his dad. I mean, he as a prospect. I mean, obviously he's not the illustrious career of the Colts that his dad had, but he is an insane in my eyes. He's the best receiver on this team with Njigba. I don't care about him. This Marvin Harrison Jr. kid is unbelievable. I think he is a weapon for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He has been all year.
Leave this up while we talk about the big games. Who you got? Tennessee, Georgia. Who did Debo say? Debo was going to take Georgia, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think he kind of has to. I am all in on the old Volunteers, man. I want them. I'm going to be wearing my wife's Tennessee shirt for this game. Hopefully I get it off work. I want to watch.
You don't want to see Georgia in the playoffs, do you?
No, at all. I want them gone. Fun. They're so boring to watch.
I would love for them to win this game.
I would rather see Michigan in there over Georgia. I mean, I know Georgia's better. Probably people are going to hate me for that. But I just can't watch Georgia play football. For me, they're so. I watched them play Missouri. They looked so bad.
1 loss Georgia or 1 loss Bama. Yeah, Bama, but that would mean that Bama beat Tennessee.
Yeah, no. If Bama beats Tennessee, then Bama's in for sure. Yeah. Bama can control their own future if they win the SEC title game. We'll get Dallas here in a minute. But
would you take a 1-loss Georgia or a 1-loss Ohio State or Michigan? The loser of the
Ohio State for sure.
Yeah, I'm within that. Now the line opened up at 10.5. It's now it was at 8 yesterday. Now it's at 8.5. It's probably going to stay there. 76% of the public bet is on Tennessee to cover 8.5. Their money line's plus.
They think they're an 8.5 point favorite. That's awesome. Heck
no,
yeah.
Georgia is at home.
Georgia's favored by 8.5 points. What?
So everyone's picking Tennessee to cover. And Dylan, what does Vegas know that we don't? Why are they doing 8.5?
I don't know.
Everyone's picking Tennessee to cover too. That's what scares me. That's why I'm like, everything in me says Georgia.
Do you think Georgia will cover the 8.5 points?
I think Georgia's going to win.
I hope not.
Because you know why?
I want Tennessee to freaking roll them so bad.
Alabama, who was the defensive coordinator who was best at scheming quarterbacks?
Nick
Saban era.
Kirby Smart was the best D coordinator Bama's ever had.
Can you do it again?
Yeah, of course he can.
That's what's scary. And has Tennessee been here before?
No, not since 1996.
Literally, they haven't been Peyton Manning. So you're going to tell me they're going to do it now?
Right.
I don't know, man.
I want Tennessee so bad just because they're electric. Somebody new. I like someone new in there.
I would hate for Tennessee to lose this game and then not get in the playoffs.
Right, I agree. Especially with the big win. When they beat Bama, I mean, the whole state of Tennessee went berserk, went nuts.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if Tennessee and Bama play again in the SEC championship? Who are you picking?
I'm probably gonna take Bama. Saban doesn't lose. Saban doesn't lose rematch games. I know he did against Georgia last year, but take that one out of the equation. But they won the whole receiving core hurt.
They won the first one. Yeah.
Take them out. Look at every game Saban's ever lost where he's played the next team again. It's been a onslaught every single time.
And now, don't know. You've seen Eli Ricks. Eli Ricks is playing now.
Yeah.
And dude, he's good, man. He's probably the best player in our secondary now.
Yeah.
He's best corner for sure. Down that list is ugly. I think.
Do you think any of these teams right here even have a remote chance to be a team that sneaks in?
LSU's out. We know that. I don't know why LSU's over Ole Miss. I guess they beat them, but still, they're out. They have two losses. You're done. You know that.
Yeah.
In this area, you just are. UCLA, Oregon, and USC. They all have to play each other. What they need Bama to lose one of these next two games.
Yeah.
They need Bama out of the equation. That's what they need. Ole Miss has to win out, and they're gonna have to beat Tennessee or Georgia in the SEC championship.
Yeah, right.
TCU's undefeated, but would you put in a one-loss Bama or TCU? Would you put in a one-loss?
If TCU goes undefeated, you got to look at them just because the Big 12 isn't beating everybody. You have to at least give them at least a shot to look at it.
Who's TCU got to play the rest of the
year? That's what I want to know. Because if they got to play like I mean, they've beaten Oklahoma State. They've beaten a lot of the good teams though.
They host Texas Tech, and this is the game I was with. Now they host Texas Tech next week. Do you know where they go next week?
Hopefully it's Texas.
To Texas.
I want to see that game so bad.
And then they go to Baylor.
Okay.
Then they host Iowa State. Now, granted,
who did TCU play non-conference this year? Anybody worth it?
Colorado and SMU.
So yeah, they didn't play anybody worth a crap.
They beat Oklahoma like a drum. They beat Kansas by 7. They beat Oklahoma State by 3 in overtime. They beat Kansas by 10. They beat West Virginia. I don't know, dude. I'm not putting them in. Even if they go undefeated.
I know. If they're undefeated, you got to look at them. If they lose one, absolutely not.
You got to have a good win. If Texas was better, then yeah, I would.
But running through the Power 5, like the Big 12 this year, everybody's beating everybody, and I don't know who's the best. TCU is.
They have a good quarterback. I like TCU's quarterback.
Yeah, no, Duggan's a dog. I like Duggan.
Duggan is a dude. Let me see.
I just.
Who do you like to win the Pac-12?
That's what I want to know. Do you think any of those even have a shot? Probably not. But no. I don't know, man. USC's defense is so bad.
But Oregon, you saw what Georgia did to Oregon, and look how bad Georgia's offense is now. What do you think Alabama's going to do?
I hope Oregon beats USC so that competition is over with, because they're not Oregon after the big loss to Georgia will not get in. They will not do it.
I hope Oregon gets in. Is it a 4 spot and Bama beats Tennessee? And
that's not going to happen.
But imagine if it was Bama and Oregon.
Right.
And Bo Nix had to come back to Atlanta just to get throttled.
Yeah, right. But no. But say we had a 12-team playoff. Obviously, UCLA wouldn't get in. It wouldn't be these 12 teams because we have to count for the 2 conference champions. Like they put the non-power. Let's see who the non-power 5 conference champion is. Who would it be?
Well, let's just see who's below this. I think Utah would be
Tulane right now. If Tulane were to win out, they would be the 6th spot.
Keep going down. I want to see the rest of them. Tulane be fun. I think it'll be fun to see. And they get throttled by who they play. But
these two play each other this week: Wake Forest and NC State.
I like Wake Forest a lot. Wake Forest should beat Clemson. UCF is good. Hey, the Auburn should hire their coach, UCF's coach. I feel like he'd be really good.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be really good at Auburn.
Yeah, you're funny.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he beat Saban a few times.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, but I just wanted to ask you one quick question, then we'll wrap this thing up. But if you take Tulane gets in as a 6 seed, the 5 seed will be whoever wins the Power 5. Do you think in in a 12-team scenario that I keep talking about, do you think any of these teams, these will be the at-large bids right here.
Yeah.
Like these will be some and these will be some. Do you think any of these teams, if they were to get in, would even have a shot against the Power 5 right here?
Okay, well, let's walk through it. Okay, go show it to me. Go down to the other 7 teams. I know the top 6 easy. So you're telling me right now, TCU would have to play Bama at Bama.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Wait, no. Well, if Bama wins the SEC, they wouldn't play each other.
Let's just say right now.
Well, it'd be at TSU. It'd be at TCU because they won their conference, but.
Okay, so Bama at TCU. Who are you taking?
Yeah, no, I'm still taking Bama, but.
Okay. Let's say Oregon and Michigan. Obviously, if Oregon wins the conference, Oregon or Michigan, who are you taking?
If Oregon, so the winner of this game would have their own home game. Michigan on the road at USC or Oregon. I'm still taking Michigan over both of them.
Okay, so that means you have Clemson at USC.
Yeah,
I'm probably still taking Clemson. So Georgia's got to go to who is it?
Well, if Georgia didn't win the SEC, then they would go to
go down a little bit. I know the top 3. I want to see the 10, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it'd be Georgia and LSU at Georgia. Who are you picking there?
But it wouldn't be though because it'd be the 5 and 6, the 5 and the 6 conference winners. So it'd be Tulane.
So Tulane and Georgia.
And it'd be at Tulane because with Georgia or would be we don't know yet because we don't know who's going to win the SEC.
Yeah, I'm just picking some.
Yeah, right. Well, either way, if Tennessee loses or whoever's second and third in the SEC,
hey, it'd be fun because you would see like you probably see Ole Miss go to Ohio State.
Yeah, right. No,
that'd be a fun game to watch.
I agree. That's what I want. I want it to happen so bad.
Well, you do it because like Bama fans, like we're sweating to get in now.
Right.
We're sweating to win. I get in. We lose one more, we're fine if we win the SEC. But it's like you're sweating to get in, and if we do that, before the season started, we're like, hey, nothing really matters until the end of the year. What you're doing is perfection used to be the goal. Now it's like we can drop 2 and still get in a 12-team playoff. You know. Right. So it's like your life isn't over if that happens. Or like it's kind of which I like it because it makes the whole season feel like March Madness. Yeah. But March Madness, you're like, you have to perfect. You have to be perfect. You can't risk not being perfect. So, but yeah.
All right, let's dive into today's games. This weekend's games, college football wise. Let's start off with. I think this game is pretty intriguing. I don't know if it really matters for anything. Maybe for the ACC title to get in, it might matter. I don't know. Look. But Wake Forest goes to NC State. Yeah, I don't know the spread. Maybe you got it. What do you think about this one?
We got to fly through these. Wake Forest, and I'm looking for it on here. I want to look at the spread and stuff too because knowing the spread helps out a lot.
Yeah, right.
Vegas knows way more than we do about any of this stuff. But on paper, I'm gonna go Wake. I'm gonna go Wake if they're healthy.
Yeah, I'm picking Wake Forest too.
Yeah, I'm Wake Forest for sure.
All right. Clemson at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. I'm picking Notre Dame. I know you.
I'm going to go Notre Dame just because I want Clemson to lose.
Yeah.
But someone will throw it back in my face. But I want Notre Dame to win big.
Yeah, me too.
All right. The next one, Texas, number 24, Texas goes to number 13, Kansas State.
I'm gonna go Texas.
You think so?
I like Texas a lot. Kansas State.
I'm gonna ride Texas as well.
Yeah, just because Kansas State lost last week, I thought they're down. So give me Texas in that one.
Kansas State lost last week?
They lost to TCU. Did they?
That was last 2 weeks ago, right?
It's been 2 weeks ago. Let me make sure.
I thought Kansas State had a big win last week. I could be wrong though.
They'll be who they beat last week? No, they throttled Oklahoma State.
That's what I thought. Yeah, they killed. Yeah. They ran through Oklahoma State.
But they host Texas this week.
I'm gonna still ride with Texas. I think Quinn Ewers and the boys can get it done. Steve Sarkisian, I don't bet against him. I like them to upset Kansas State this week as well.
Okay.
Now let's get into 2 big ones. Starting with the two SEC matchups. Man, no Big Ten games this week. Kind of a sad part for the Big Ten. But number 6, Alabama, goes to LSU. Number 10, Landon, let's break it down. I know who you're going to pick, but why do you think Alabama gets it done on the road?
Because they're Bryce Young's finally healthy. From what I've heard from this week, I'm just looking at Bama's stuff I look at. They're back. Everybody's back healthy. I'm hearing the defense is on the same page, the offense is on the same page, the receivers are on the same page. Eli Ricks is playing corner and he's playing at an elite level. You watch Mississippi State game. Our issue was Tennessee passing on us the entire time. They fixed that against Mississippi State, and they get a week off. Give Saban 2 weeks to prepare for a game at Death Valley. I like Bama.
Yeah, I like Bama as well.
A night game.
There's a lot of hype about LSU that I'm just not seeing.
Me neither.
I don't know why the number 10 in the country
is probably the best receiver in the
yeah, no, the receiver's a dog, but who's playing quarter? Don't they change? Is it Jaden Daniels from Arizona State?
Yeah, I think they had the backup play one game, but I mean,
I know Arizona State he's from Arizona State. He was decent there, but I don't know. I just don't see Brian Kelly getting it done yet. Not yet. Yeah. Not right away.
You're not running on that D line either. So you're gonna make him throw the ball, and if you can't throw the ball, it's gonna be tough. So
I think it'll be decently close, but I think Bama will beat them pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, the big one that we all want to get into. Number 1, Tennessee goes to the Georgia Bulldogs. What do you think, Lando? This will be our last part of the show.
Yeah, this is easy. This is easy. I want to pick Georgia so bad. I do because of Vegas and all this, but I got to go Tennessee because Hendon Hooker or Stetson Bennett, 2 40-year-old men just going at it this weekend. Right. It's going to be great to watch. But, yeah, dude, I got to go Tennessee.
I want Tennessee. I'm going to be cheering for the Vols so hard.
Who are you cheering? Are you cheering Bama versus Tennessee?
Bama.
How's your wife feel about that?
She didn't like it very much. She was cheering on Tennessee for sure.
I have a lot of Tennessee fans here who are very, very upset. I was very upset because that game, there was a lot of call that didn't go our way near the end with the pass interference that was called late. But
right.
There's a lot of different things we could have done. So
no, it was awesome for Tennessee's program. I hope Tennessee continues to be a top 10, top 15 team.
But they're not. But they're not.
I know.
It's Tennessee. You know how this goes.
But I hope they keep something kind of momentum because it's fun when they're good.
It is. College ball is better when they're good. But bro,
absolutely.
This isn't the guy. This team is good, but they're all going to graduate.
Yeah, right.
Hendon Hooker's 25 years old.
I know.
But yeah, he better be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
But yeah, I'm going Tennessee. I hope and pray they win this game. Georgia. I want Georgia out so bad. I'm sick of Georgia.
Who is Debo cheering for? Georgia? Yeah,
I'm sure. Tennessee. He's going to pick Georgia.
Good. I'm taking Tennessee, and I'm going to let him hear about it too.
Heck yeah. What do you think, Lando? Actually, what am I saying? What do you think? I'm just talking. We're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to be under a minute or under an hour for the first time in a while. Landon, what do you want to end the show with? We'll give you a minute to talk. What do you want to say, brother? What do you want to shout out?
I think if I had to pick my one bold prediction for this weekend is the Lakers will be 5-5 sooner than you think. I think they play Utah tonight, and I'm ready to get into some basketball. It's gonna be fun, but this is one of the funnest football seasons we've had in a while because of how close it's been.
Yeah.
We'll see if we keep it up, or the powerhouses just humble us once again and get our hopes up, just to all be in the 14 playoffs and they'll see Georgia and Bama again.
Yeah. I don't see a scenario where the top 6 teams in college football don't fill the top 6 spots. I don't see any of the outsiders getting in this year unless mayhem happens. But we will see what happens.
Give me Texas to humble TCU next week. I've already picked it.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, this has been the Fan Cave podcast. Like and subscribe if you're still with us. And, yeah, it's good to have you back on, Landon. And go Yotes. All right.